Okay guys, so I decided that I'm not going to wait for my Chinese cabbage to get very big, but I'm going to harvest it now. Well, not all of it. Harvest what I want to use now to cut up to eat. So let's see, which one should we go with? All right, let's go with this one. Actually, you know what? I should have left the root in. Hold on, let me just clip it at the bottom. By simply cutting the root and leaving it in, what will happen is that it will rot and go back to the soil. So it's like you continue feeding the soil that way, right? So especially with like peas, like bush beans, their roots capture the nitrogen from the air, and so if you leave the root in the soil, it helps give back nitrogen to the soil. All right, so this is my little harvest basket for this morning. I was able to harvest these things here, and now we're going to add our Chinese cabbage. So this is today's harvest. Okay guys, so let's do a little garden harvest. I am going to harvest this cucumber. It's not fully developed, but I will harvest it nevertheless. So we have this cucumber here. Okay, so this is my collard green plant. I'm going to harvest some collard green leaves. With the collard greens, I blanch it because collard greens are high in oxalates. And oxalates can cause kidney stones. So I would always blanch the leaves first. So yeah, getting some of these leaves here. Alright, I think that should be, maybe take the biggest one here. Alright, so we have our collard greens. Alright, so these are my Chinese cabbages. They're not very big, but I will still harvest it nevertheless to put it in my salad. I'm going to leave the root in. So I'm just going to cut it like that and leave the root in. Okay guys, so this is my new addition to my garden. I asked my husband to build this frame here for me so that I can have my cucumbers. See, we have some cucumbers here so that I can have my cucumbers to run up on it. So this is my new addition to my garden. I have another, you can see some cucumbers coming out here, and we just put it up today, and so I decided to train the cucumber vine to run on it. So this is my food wall, so to speak. All right, so I also noticed today in my garden that my radish, I think my radish is ready to harvest. At least one of them. So that's what we're going to do now. You see this radish here? I think this radish here, let me zoom in. Hold on, where did you go? Just a minute, let me see if I can adjust this. You guys can see. There you go. This radish here, I think it's ready to harvest. So let's do that. Let's see if I can get this out without pulling out the other radish. All right, come on, let's get you to come out of there. I need this leaf. Oh, come on, these leaves are all tangling up. Right. Oh, yes, there you go. All right, folks. So there you have it. My first radish harvest. So I'll leave these. Where is it gone? Where you are? There you are. Leave these to get a little bigger. But here we have our radish. I know I did show you part of it, my food wall here, but I'm showing you I have actually two, what I coined that expression of food wall. Why? Because I'm going to have food growing up on it. So I have one bay here. As you can see, I already have some cucumber vines trained to go up on it. And then I have another bay here. And this one, well, I do have one cucumber here going up on it. And I have some long beans here. I have a long bean here going up on it. So I am going to put some more long beans to run on it here. You can see there's a long bean flower that wants to come out. And I'm also seeing those ants. I think I might have to put some neem oil on this. But yeah, this is my food wall, guys. All right, so let's head inside the garden. Here I have two squash, butternut squash growing here. I have this is a bell pepper plant, but it broke. Something fell on it and it broke, but it started to bush and it has continued to grow. But I'm going to have to spray it with neem. I'm seeing aphids there. And this is Chinese cabbage. So I won't be able to finish this because I already have one inside that I harvested before I leave. So again, when I come back, I'll see how things look. We have our cucumber here that is growing up. Again, when I come back, I will see the progress of this. So let me pull back so that you can see this is where they are now. Some pepper plants in these pots. This is the size of it as of now. My purple cabbages. I have these here. I also have some here, but these are not growing as big as the ones on the left side here. This is my radish here, but I'm not seeing bulbs on this one. And I already harvested 2 bulbs from this one. My collard green, I harvested most of the leaves. My basil has gone to flower and already some of the seeds have dried. So this is the cucumbers here in these 2 pots that are growing up. There's one hiding in the back here. And wow, I'm not seeing any more on this particular vine. Though I do see this one here. But again, I don't know if it's going to get to full maturity. I have a pepper plant here. And I also have a pepper plant there with another small cucumber vine that is not doing so well. I notice if I just directly put a cucumber in the pot to grow, it doesn't do as well. These 2, I put them in seed trays and I was spotting watering it with fish fertilizer and they did well. But the ones that I just had put directly into the pot, like this one, so you can see how small it is. Now there's another one that I had put directly in the pot in the back there, and it is growing up kind of okay. at least better than this one. So I don't know, maybe some seeds just do better than others. I have some purple cabbage here, but again, they're not really growing. I don't know if it's because it's being shaded out. This is a collard green here. It's another one there, but again, that one is not doing so well. This is one of my tomato trees. So hopefully by the time I come back, these tomatoes will be ripened and the birds will not have eaten it. There's only 2 on this one. Yeah. This one only has 1. This one has 2 here and 2 here. This is another bell pepper plant that I have here. And in the same bell pepper pot here, this is the cucumber I was showing you that I directly planted the seed in the pot. The vine is coming up, but I don't find it looks as big as these here. So I don't know. I still have some tomatoes from the original set that I planted. This one started to ripen. We have 2 on this one here. I uprooted the others because they either got destroyed or were not doing well. I have 4 on this one here, so again I'll just leave it and hopefully when I come back it will be ripe. I have some other tomato plants here. I want to think some of them here probably cherry tomatoes, but again I'm not really seeing much. It's growing really slow, and this is the only one here that I'm seeing a flower. All these others I'm not seeing any flowers as yet. But again, when I come back, we would see how things look. What do we have here? We have eggplant. It's getting big. My rosemary. Well, it's kind of growing. It's kind of slowly growing. But this is eggplant in the back here. I have another seasoning pepper plant here. This is my hibiscus here. This is big leaf thyme. Here we have some basil. I had planted basil next to my tomatoes. I have some more Chinese cabbages growing in here. Okay, so this is another view here of the tomatoes here. And this is my other food wall. So I showed you the one over here, and now we have this one. So this one I have some long bean. This is one long bean plant. I thought this plant was going to die, but it didn't. So I actually got a few long beans from it. I need to obviously plant more. So guys, oh, and this is my papaya tree here. I had to trim it many times. You can see that there's some papaya. I don't know if you can see because of the glare, but there's some papaya on it. So guys, this is my first butternut squash harvest from the volunteer butternut squash plant that came up. There's one more butternut squash on the vine, so I have to leave it a little longer, but this is my first harvest. And this is some of the other things I was able to harvest this morning as well.